I get that it's good for PvP, but like, what is it? Is it a bear trap? Is it a flounder? Like, what is this Pokemon?
Oh, I just think it's a nightmare. If you step on it, what would it feel like? Would it bite the inside arch of your foot? Or would it just be like, excuse me, you're on my face?
It's going to electrocute you. That's obviously what's about to happen.
I don't like it.
It's going to zap you in the foot.
I don't like it.
It's going to bite you.
Flat Toxicroak.
I think it's going to bite you, and then it's going to lick your foot. It looks like that kind of Pokemon.
No, I don't want to do that. No.
Welcome to episode 187 of Pokemon Go Radio. That's right. That's Murder Plus One. My name is Papa Narwhals, a.k.a. Nar, and I am joined by the...
I thought about it since last week. I'm pretty sure 187 is the code for murder.
I think it's 186. What do you want to bet?
Winner gets to pick the outro bit.
Okay, deal.
All right, I'm Googling
Police code for murder.
Yeah, 187.
I'm seeing a lot of different options here. I'm seeing a 9 code. Oh, yeah, it is 187. Well, okay. You get to pick the outro bit, senor. Fun fact, there's, let's see, this. I've got shots fired. That was one thing that came up. We've definitely been at a party with a gun going off. Fun times. Salt, you're stuck in your house.
I was going to say, I kind of wish I had a handgun so I could be like, pop, 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 pop,
pop, pop. Do a desk pop?
Oh, yeah, a little home office desk pop.
You got to do a home office desk pop. It's your first big case.
I'm not going to not do it.
Yeah, you're not going to not do it. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
It's been interesting.
It's been a eternity. How long have we been stuck in our houses? 500 years?
I want to say 2.5 millennia.
I don't really understand how time works anymore. But we're here. We're still playing Pokemon, living that good life. It's odd, but there are certainly people worse off than us. We got to respect that. But nothing, not even a global pandemic, is going to stop us from talking about the game that we love and hanging out with the people that we love, which is you. And I understand that English... No, Salt, hold on just a second.
Oh.
English doesn't have a second person plural, so when I say you, I mean all y'all.
Third person plural.
That would be that, yeah. But I mean y'all.
Yeah. Nothing can stop us talking about Pokemon except for in exactly 10 minutes, I have to go change out the ribs to phase 3.
Which?
So that will.
That's going to stop, but that's good because I need to get a whiskey. That brings us actually to the topic of our little bonus episodes. Salt. Turns out, whether we talk Zelda, whether we talk a little Harry Potter, we released that on Friday, people are digging the bonus episodes. I think, I wouldn't say that, the idea I guess was like we had free time because we were stuck in our houses. So like we wanted to introduce more podcasts into the universe to kind of, be with people while they're stuck and stressed. But I'm certainly not, like, I don't have more free time now than I did before. Is this like a unique experience or like, are you more busy? People seem to be more busy somehow.
Complicated for me. Have you seen that Seth Rogen meme where he's like looking over his shoulder and he's just got this look of like pure happiness where it says, how you feel when your boss says you're essential?
No, I haven't seen that.
I am essential personnel, and that means myself or my partner has to be at work at all times, and we have a class starting on Monday, and I do a lot of instructing in that, so I'm pretty much going to be working normal hours every day from here on out until catastrophe. So no less busy.
Well, I think it's also interesting that every single like in my industry, I work for an energy company, like every single person in my industry, like
Red Bull. He works for Red Bull.
I work for Red Bull. Yeah, I have wings. It's interesting. Like a lot of people, I think this is like across the board for folks. There are the people that have to be there because they're actually doing the work, like the actual hard work of making the stuff happen, right? And then there's the office people. And it turns out when there's a bunch of technology, and this has probably been true for, I don't know, a decade, you don't actually need to be sitting in a building somewhere. Like you can just be wherever. So the fact that, I frequently work from home anyway, and I think a lot of people hopefully are in this situation where working from home is actually no big deal. The fact that there's a global pandemic and I'm part of the response team for my company, like that's more bonus work, hooray! But it's not been too bad. I'm going a little stir crazy, Salt. I gotta be honest with you. I'm going a little bit like today was a little bit of a
person
day.
who lives in the fifth biggest city in the United States, you're going a little stir crazy, are you?
Just a scooch. I've never in my life spent this amount of time. I can't tell you the last time I've spent this amount of time without getting on an airplane, like much less just sitting in my house, man. This is like not
through
great.
a weird happenstance of the trips I've been taking and stuff like that. It's been almost a year since I've flown.
What?
True story. I haven't flown since last April.
Wow.
Yeah. Because
That's wild.
I didn't go anywhere because we were getting ready to move, and then obviously I just got here. The only trips I've done are to Houston and Austin.
That's interesting.
And San Diego, I went to San Diego, but Pepper and I drove there, so the government would pay for it, so we could both be in San Diego for 2 weeks.
I know I was in London last summer, but have I traveled since then? I don't know, man. I'm starting to wonder. I've lost track of time, but while I recount my calendar, I guess I could just look at my travel expenses and figure that out. Let's talk about how was your week this week, Salt?
It's been good. I was in and out of work, just getting things kind of ready. There's a bunch of big things happening at work, and it's gonna put some more stuff on my plate. But that's definitely gonna be for the better overall.
You guys finally gonna go to war with the coronavirus?
Yep, we're gonna nuke it.
Good.
And specifically us. And the no, it's just I'm a little hesitant to overstep and get into other people's lanes, but I think there's some things we're going to do, and we're going to kind of codify some stuff where I'm really going to be able to reach out and help and direct a larger section of what we're doing. So that's been really useful and helpful. And there's a bunch of things we have to do, but I just sort of hit a big milestone this morning as far as one of the big projects that's going to help enable all that. So that got done this morning, and I'm really excited about it. That first, like, I've completed the thing where you look
like
back
achievement unlocked.
Exactly, where you're like, I know I'm not at the summit, but I made it to the first base camp, if you will. So I've been riding kind of high on that all day and feeling really good about it. Just kind of pushing through this weekend and really just getting into it. You know how you get in the zone when you're working on something?
100%.
And I just, yesterday and today, I was like, oh yeah, I'll work on that for a bit, but then I'd just get in the zone and I'd work for a couple hours and just made a lot of progress. So I'm feeling really good for that.
I was talking to a Kiwi friend of mine, and I was kind of like, I was on one of their calls, and
you know what a Kiwi used to be called in the United States?
Oh, something like a Chinese gooseberry?
A Chinese gooseberry. For reasons that are
skin.
Beyond me.
I don't understand that. But yeah, good rebranding. But I was talking to the person, not the fruit, and he was giving me some really good advice.
Not the bird?
No, not the bird either. I mean, I guess I haven't seen him in a while.
Do kiwis eat kiwi?
To my knowledge, no. I have specifically asked about this.
That would be upsetting.
I know.
Also, while we're on the subject,
I thought that's why they were named that.
All these damn Voltorb, there's something weirdly cannibalistic about watching a Voltorb get sucked into a Pokeball.
Yeah, it doesn't feel right.
I don't know. It's just, I don't like it. It's like using a basketball to eat a soccer ball. You're like, I don't know. I don't like this.
Is there enough room in there? Yeah. But the guy I was talking to was just really emphasizing like work-life balance and stuff like that. And I thought that was a really good message. Like I personally needed to hear that. Not working, like I'm frequently returning to work after dinner, and I thought, you know what, I should not. So I knocked that off a little bit on the latter part of last week, and am now paying the consequences for it as I like look to all the stuff I have to do for Monday. But it's a good advice nonetheless from the Kiwi. Can you shave a Kiwi?
Oh, you shouldn't. You shouldn't.
What would that look like? Like just a ball of green?
I also, because I can't get haircuts.
Like one of the Hulk's testicles? It's like not good though. Do you think that's why he's so mad? Because they're like proportionally so small? I bet that's why.
That's he's just so angry about it.
He's so mad.
It's to make him more effective in combat. It's to reduce his vulnerability.
Nah, that's why he's mad though.
Yeah.
Those gamma radiations, you know?
Almost certainly.
It's like steroids. It's a metaphor, Salt. It's it's very intellectual.
Is that what that is?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, I can't get a haircut, so I'm allowed to kind of grow my hair out a little bit.
Okay.
So we're going to start looking more similar.
You going to throw some curlers in there?
Yep, I'm just gonna get a tight perm. Is what I'm gonna do.
You saw last night we played a little Cards Against Humanity with the friends and family. I got a bang situation that I'm not really proud of here. Let's maybe talk about Pokemon now. You think?
I mean, we could if you want.
There's like enough to. There's actually too much to talk about this week for us to be screwing around this long. But please oblige me for 20 more seconds of screwing around because we got a health meme tip from one. I believe this is Dr. Terry Wolf. Is that accurate? Dr. Terry Wolf, who is a licensed medical professional.
It's just Dr. Terry, so it's legal.
Dr. Terry says he's got some advice for you on how to avoid the corona. And he says when you're trying to get away from Rona, he's got 5 tips for you. And if you have trouble, there's a mnemonic device that he's provided on this whiteboard that should help you remember. It's the 5 Ds: dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. So that's how you get away from that Rona.
I love that.
I went on a walk today, and like people were not leaving the sidewalk. Like they were fully prepared to come within 6 feet of me. I'm like, we've been at this for like a month. What are you doing?
Yeah. Just social distance. I actually heard some interesting thoughts. People are talking, there are a lot of people who are rebranding it to physical distancing. It's not social distancing.
Oh, okay.
Because you're not actually distancing yourself socially, or you're trying to minimize that. You're just trying to distance yourself physically from people, but, with an emphasis on, hey, this is pretty isolating for a lot of people, so call your friends.
That's actually, it's a silly sort of, what's the word for nitpicking about words? Also starts with
semantics.
Semantics. Yeah, it's a silly semantic, but it is valuable. So I like that.
You got to think in this time where you've got so many people that are concerned about the rate of infection and the virus. You've got a whole mental health side of the house that is very concerned about the isolation and whatnot.
Yeah, definitely.
So let your internet friends talk in your ear holes for the next 50 minutes to an hour about
fill
Pokemon.
Your brain up with Pokemon stuff because this is something that we love and we love you. So let's talk about Pokemon because there actually is a whole pants load of stuff to talk about. One boatload of Pokemon news. And it starts with...
how would a boat wear pants?
A boat would wear pants around...
Would it be on the back half or the bottom half?
They would just cover the rudder.
I don't like that. No, it should go... the whole hole should be wearing the pants.
No, it's the... I don't know, what's the hull? It's the port. No, port starboard, stem stern.
Are you talking about the stern?
The stern wears the pants.
No, I don't like that.
Yeah,
it's not
they're
right.
just going to get them all the way around. Let's talk about the Spotlight Hour and the Mystery Bonus Hour. We got a Secret Lovers situation, Salt. When 2 become 1, we got a beautiful thing happening here in April.
Ebony, ivory. Yeah, so we're merging them together, and I think that's pretty interesting.
I love it. Just off the top.
I really like. I really like that my ribs are done. And
we're doing this
out in just a second. Yeah, no, it's happening in just a second. But yeah, they're going to be Tuesdays at 6 p.m. 7th, 14, 21, and 28 April.
That's how 7s work. That checks out. But in addition to, I just really could gush about this change. I absolutely love it because I feel like...
just keep talking until you're done talking because I got to go change the ribs out.
Okay, cool. I'll just do that, and there'll be like a long spot, and you can just edit that out. So the...
Or will I?
I guess we'll find out. The change makes perfect sense because, right, I felt like maybe Tuesday and Thursday was a little bit much. I mean, it's fine, but really making an hour, the hour to play, just feels like it's more efficient and more enticing. So the breakdown is a bit weird. Like the list of Pokemon doesn't make a whole ton of sense in the sense that it's not like Community Day All-Stars or the best of the best. They're odd Pokemon. And so you're looking at, in this order, right, on those days, you're going to get a lot of Purloin, you're going to get a lot of Magnemite, you're going to get a lot of Wobbuffet, and God only knows why, Pidgey will be popping up top on April 28th. I don't know why. I crap you not. That is actually happening. So Magnemite, obviously really good for PvE. It's a really powerful electric Pokemon in different cups. That steel electric typing could be particularly helpful in the Sylph Arena, so I'm definitely going to go get those. Wobbuffet's cool. Maybe I'll get a shiny. Could care less about a Purloin. Could care less about a Pidgey. But the bonuses, if you don't like the Pokemon, are still there. So in order again, you got double catch XP. You got double catch candy. you got double transfer candy. A little bit odd, I guess, if you just want to like clean out your box. April 21st is the day to do it. And on April 28th, you got double Evolve XP. So these bonuses are a bit more niche than what we're used to seeing. But overall, I think it's awesome. It makes me really want to take the dogs out for a walk on Tuesday at 6 p.m. I love it.
I'm back.
Oh my God, what perfect timing. That's incredible.
Oh, were you just...
I just talked for 10 and a half minutes. It's amazing. I just gave my hot takes, really broke down, read through all the PvP IVs, just really broke down the spotlight.
I know you're joking, but it's honestly not that hard for me to believe that you talk for 10 minutes without anyone interrupting
And
you.
it's just all this knowledge in my brain. I just got to share it, It's like...
Is that what it is?
I mean, it's almost, like I started a podcast,
The hubris.
Speaking of hubris, Salt, Pidgey, April 28th. Trolling? What is going on with that?
I hope that
But also hubris.
specifically shiny rates go up for a Pidgey so I can finally get a shiny Pidgey.
Or have you still got 100% Pidgey yet?
No, I don't.
Well, you're compulsively checking every Pidgey, right?
Yeah, I check every Pokemon ever.
So maybe maybe April 28th is your day to never check another Pidgey.
I mean, but now it's so easy as you slide through. It's really not even that big of a deal.
I check everything anyway. Like I've got 200% Blaziken, but I never think like, oh, it's Chikorita or Torchic, just transfer it. I just always check them anyway because exactly. I'm going to load up on 50 Pokemon.
I mean, in the days of like PvP IVs too, you would need to be able to get rid of something. Theoretically, you would need to have 100% one, and if not 100%, if it's not the and two other ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you'd need, obviously 100% is going to be the best for Masters regardless, but then you'd need the best possible PvP IVs for Ultra and Great.
Yeah. Actually, that kind of goes into the question that we got a little bit later on in the show, so we'll have to circle back to that. But how do you feel about these things being combined?
Don't make me do two things during the week. Like, let me just make Tuesdays at 6 sacrosanct, and I will plan around that.
Mm-hmm.
But when there starts to be this and that, and plus I'm sure we're going to get back to Wednesday night raid hours, it's a lot during the week. And I know it's kind of one of those things like, hey, if you can do it, it's free, so go to it. If not, no big deal. But the FOMO of having a bunch of events that I can't go to, I don't like. Just let me have one thing and I'll schedule it.
Love the opportunity to just get a weird smattering of Pokemon. Like, this is a weirdo list, and it should be a weirdo list. It's been a weirdo list. Let it keep being a weirdo list. It can be whatever. There's no Pokemon so pointless or dumb or ineffective or whatever that I think doesn't belong in the Spotlight Hour. Like, every Pokemon takes a turn.
Peppa just texted me. She said her dad was making her watch a Rush documentary, and I thought she meant Rush Limbaugh.
Oh, Lord. I mean, not out of the question, given that whole particular family, but, hopefully not. Walls just recently unfollowed your father-in-law on Twitter because he posted some wild stuff.
Yeah, he's a bit weird.
Yeah, he's out there, man.
What else? I love that they're combined. I love that they're weird, and I love that they're predictable.
Yeah, absolutely. We got another deal for you up in the Pokemon store. We got 50...
Yeah, a deal like we're selling it to them.
A sweet deal.
We get half of that Poke coin.
It gets set
back right back to old Pokemon Go radio.
Them sweet, sweet kickbacks. But yeah, having 50 Great Balls for one Poke coin, I haven't bought it yet. I'm going to go ahead and buy it right now. I don't need the balls, but I am running low. Like, I'm not deleting anything anymore. So let me go ahead and just grab that for a single Poke coin.
I'm actually going to do the same thing, just so I don't forget.
Yep. I just don't want to run out of balls. And because we have gifts coming in every day, I'm not, but let's not risk it,
Yeah.
Let's also talk about the maybe like not unexpected, but a big thing that Niantic is really talking about and really is the kind of Don fan in the room when it comes to how the heck are we going to play this game that's so about adventure and going out into the world when we're all stuck at home, right? In a large...
There's some cool stuff coming up.
There really is. And
I'm excited.
I think there's kind of some expected stuff. We'll go through the list of this post that they made on March 31st called Embracing Real-World Gaming from Home. And we'll talk about some of the innovations. Necessity is the mother of innovation. And I think, obviously, this is not what we want for the game. Can't even imagine.
Well, you say that. I think we're going to learn some valuable lessons about the game from this.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, it's not the ideal way to play Pokemon Go, for sure. It's a social adventure game. But because we have to do these things in these moments, like, I think you're exactly right. We are going to learn some things and maybe some features and some technological innovations that push this game forward. I know there's a pendulum, right? Like, I think in the normal state, honestly, like, the fact that I can't really play Pokemon Go wherever I am is kind of annoying, and prevents me from playing some days. And I always say, it's not that kind of game, just get over it. If you want to sit on your butt and play Pokemon, you have a library of choices. But I think there's a balance act, and we're going to learn some stuff and some capabilities. And it sounds like Niantic is investing in those, and that's really what this blog post was all about.
I'm sorry, was that 10 minutes?
But that was like 15 seconds, man.
I think it's really cool. And let's go through and talk about some of the things. This is an announcement that came back on March 31st to address some of those things. So number one, talking about exercise. Obviously, they're very much committed to the walking aspect of this game, but that's not workable in the current pinging system where, every 4 minutes it's going to measure point A, point B. The distance is the distance, so don't walk in circles. They're working on advancing the technology to make sure they can track your steps indoors. So your actual steps, not the total distance traveled.
But obviously with the Apple phone pedometers, it works on treadmills, it works inside. That's pretty good. Not as consistent, I have found in my experience.
No, definitely not.
As just like walking in a straight line for a mile, but hey, it's there.
Adventure Sync made some improvement, but it's not the same as, no kidding, how far I've actually gone.
Yeah, that's for sure. The other thing they're talking about that I think is, well, let's say the social element, because that's, I think, the big one that we're going to have to really speculate on how that's going to work. They're talking about under the Explore section. I'm just going to read what they wrote because it's very sort of open-ended. They said they're looking into how they can help players virtually visit and share memories about their favorite real-world places until they can go there again in person. So virtually visit, share memories. Sharing memories, okay, I can kind of imagine that, but virtually visit, Salt, is this spoofing? Like, what is this?
No, I think this is going to be tied more to like stops and postcards and gifts than, no kidding, a GPS spoofing option. I don't foresee that coming.
But I don't understand how I'm supposed to virtually visit somewhere without actually, like, my little avatar walking over there.
I was going to say, I mean, I know people have talked about it. Where are you at on that?
What do you mean?
Okay, do you think, one, would you want to see it? And two, do you think it's possible that Niantic is working on that?
Like some sort of in-game spoofing?
Yeah.
I hope not, for a couple of reasons. One, I can, and maybe it's just selfish, because I'm able to, I'm in a big enough, if you live in New York City or London or something like that, you can't just go for a walk safely. That's just not possible. Here, you can. Like in the little neighborhood that I live in, I haven't left the neighborhood in some time, but I'm able to go walk and stay plenty far away from people and like social distancing, no problem. So I'm still able to play. The second thing, maybe less selfish, if they open the door to that, I think you're doing the right thing in a crisis, but the crummy people of the world, the spoofers, are going to take that as some sort of like tacit permission structure for them to, in any instance, regardless of context or limitations, just cheat, just flatline cheat. And maybe they're going to do that anyway, but like, I just don't want those people given an ounce of judicious, like, free-for-all credibility, whatever you want to call it. Like that I'm really worried about that post-COVID.
Yeah, I don't think it's likely, but I know some people are calling for it. It's just it's not this game, and I mean, you can do anything or say anything and rationalize anything in the name of this disaster.
Just looking hungry.
There are people making and doing things, but I mean, it's infinitely regressive. You could be like, okay, well, hey, Disney, for example, you released Onward on streaming on the Disney Plus app. Why don't you release the Black Widow movie? Well, because they're not going to, because it's theirs and they want to make money off of it when this thing is over. Like that's them. That's their livelihood. That's their company. Niantic doesn't have to completely change this game for the sake of, well, things are bad right now, so we need this one thing. It's just it's not their vision for this game. I'm aligned in that way, and I just don't want to see that happen.
Which
I'm all for things like we'll talk here in a second about some of the social aspects and changing ways that you can battle and all those things to make the game more playable. But I just believe that in-game spoofing, sanctioned or not, just dramatically changes the way the game functions.
couldn't agree more. My heart aches a little bit for this next point, which is talking about live events. Working on a new way to have GoFest. I don't know why I didn't put this together. Like, I know that the world's not just going to go back to normal in May or June or July. Like, there's going to be a long tail to this. And I just don't know why, like, I didn't maybe internalize that with GoFest, that it's probably not going to happen in the way that we traditionally have it, like where we're all going to get together in Chicago. And that really kind of like bummed me out when I read this post and thought about that. But that's the reality.
We just need 2 years, man. I haven't been to GoFest since 2018.
Yeah, and I just had to dip into it last year. So like I had this image in my head where we were just going to get this house and we are just going to have a big old party for like the entire week of GoFest. And that's probably just not going to happen this year. Maybe it'll happen next year. But that was really kind of a bummer. I don't know what GoFest will look like, but maybe upside, it's cool that we get to go to GoFest every year. Maybe this is a global GoFest for everybody, and everyone gets to participate in GoFest. That's it's a negative. You turn it into a positive. I think that would be really cool, kind of everyone coming together for a global GoFest.
I mean, that is what it is. It's going to suck not seeing people's faces, especially, all the friends we've made through this game.
It depends on the face,
That's true. I mean, I could go another year without seeing Terry's face.
I mean,
it's no big deal.
It's fine. I mean, he's got quality memes, though.
Yeah, that's true. Or Ken's face.
Well,
shade right on you there.
We're going to throw some much amounts of shade on Ken later in the episode. So
you want to talk about, let's pop the balloon. The big change with this news story is, and I'll just read the verbatim quote, "We're enhancing our in-game virtual social features to enable players to stay in touch when they can't meet in real life. You'll soon be able to team up with friends and take on raid battles together in Pokemon Go from the comfort of home."
What? So this isn't vague. This isn't nebulous. This is like explicit, Salt.
Soon, remote raid battles.
Yeah. I mean, soon we can talk about what that means, like a month, a week, whatever. But like,
this isn't we're working towards it. This is they're getting ready to launch something.
Absolutely.
That's what you do not promise something with this level of detail. Put the word soon on it unless you are really confident you're getting ready to push something out. I would be shocked if we're not talking about the implementation of this feature on the next show.
So before,
this show comes out on Monday and we record on Sunday, so it's almost certain this will come out Monday as soon as the show goes live.
That's usually the way it goes. Before we get into like timeline prediction, though, I completely agree with you. So maybe we can skip that bit. But like, what is a remote raid battle? How is that going to work?
I'm just so excited about it. I don't have time to think about the logistics of it. But this means like you and me could raid potentially together.
Yeah. But how do you identify where a raid is? How do you go find it? How do you do it? Like, those are all questions we just don't have the answer to.
Let's go with what I think is potentially, quote unquote, the worst case scenario and what I feel like might be likely. I feel like it might be limited to raids on your nearby screen.
Okay, so essentially they take that double gym radius, which, if you guys don't know, if you didn't get the update, gyms now, instead of operating at like 40 meters, I think it's like 80 meters. It's double whatever it was before. And so you're able to not like crowd around a gym for a raid or spinning a stop. That doesn't apply to Pokestops, that increased radius. That is basically just an even further circle, though, Salt, right? Like,
yeah,
I mean, that's essentially that.
For raids specifically.
So I can see 3 gyms from my house, so I'm kind of not mad at that.
Egg hatches, you can do that. Well, I mean, I can't see any gyms from my house, and a lot of people can't. So
yeah, that's
why I say it's the
optimal.
Worst case scenario.
Okay, so what would be one up from that?
Well, I've thought about that, and if you don't have spoofing, I feel like there has to be some sort of event that you can queue up for, like Go Battle League, with potentially like a code that you can invite other people to that maybe you can use.
What if I'm going to a raid that I can see, like take option 1, but now I can invite my friends to that raid.
I'm hoping that's it.
That would be pretty cool.
That would be, and I assume you'd have to be like ultra friends or something like that to just stop the absolute unlimited crazy chaining of raids. But I hope it's like that.
The other thing that's really potentially interesting about it is, I know Niantic's announced, I don't know if it was in this post or just this week, a potential partnership with Discord. And obviously, Discord is the most frequent way Pokemon Go players communicate with other trainers to try to figure out.
Except for in Clovis, New Mexico, where they insist on using a Facebook.
Or in Cypress, Texas, where they insist on using a GroupMe. But that's only because the calendar function in Discord is not great. So I got to give that up to GroupMe. They've got a much better calendar system. But regardless, Discord is, I think, pretty clearly the app of choice. And having a partnership between Niantic and them, is this emblematic? I mean, I don't. If Niantic is partnering with Discord, this means in-game chat. Like, what other conclusion can I draw from it?
It's got to be in-game chat.
That would be so tight.
Or chat that links to the Discord, or vice versa. I really think there's going to be some there has to be. The only reason this would exist is some compatibility between the Discord app and the Pokemon Go app.
Yeah, I mean, I don't need to go to it. Even an external link, a hyperlink, whatever would be great. But let's stop. This game cannot be played to its fullest extent without a external communications platform. It's just literally impossible. You cannot do raiding. You cannot do massive tournaments. All these things.
Think about in the last year, other than GoFest, the number of times you've seen a T5 or a T4 raid that you just walked upon and there was enough people there just to happen to do it.
Less than 5.
Yeah, you're going to say less than a handful.
Yeah. This is a critical component of the game, and it seems to be bonkers that you would externalize that or just outsource it to some other place. Like, I get that it's not let people do what they're good at. Discord's good at doing Discord. Pokemon Go doesn't need to be Discord. But hey, better option, partnership. Get it together, work together to make that in the game. I think you could see a flourishing for a lot of people, because what's one of the most common things we hear? People send us questions every single week. Hey, I don't know anybody else that plays this game, and I want to get hooked up to the community, but I just I can't find anybody. And the only advice that we can give them is, I don't know, man, just stumble around until you find someone. That's our best advice. That's not good.
I mean, that's my advice for near everything in life.
Yep. Savings.
Looking for somebody to love,
pleasing a woman.
Looking for a new job,
whatever it takes. Stumble
just
around.
Looking for dinner. Follow the smell of my ribs right now.
Get a stick and just start poking. That's what it's going to take.
Oh, seriously, I can smell the ribs from inside my office.
This
right
is
now.
a really good preview for this week's bonus episode. You're really hyping it up ahead of time.
So tasty.
Also, Salt, how do you feel about? And I don't care, because we're going to do a woodworking episode this week. It's going to be exciting. You got to do it on. You're never going to edit this out, so it's going to stay in there.
Okay, fine.
It's going to be awesome. I'm so excited. I'm going to fully nerd out about woodworking.
The woodworking bonus episode should be you convincing me to do some woodworking.
I mean, I've convinced you to do some woodworking. You built that little. Didn't you try to build a challenge coin holder?
No, I haven't. I've built one of those.
Okay, we'll talk about it and why it's the most amazing thing you can do with your time.
Also, civilians, back up with the challenge coins.
Agree.
Right? It's not your thing.
People hand me challenge coins. I'm like, what do you want me to do with this?
It's not your thing.
I
Just
don't
ease
want
up with
this.
that.
It's weird.
Yeah.
So that takes care of that. Anything else to say about of that whole aspect?
I'm really excited, and we think this week.
I think I expect this week. I would not be shocked if it's in the next 2 weeks. If we get to mid-April without this happening, I would be kind of like, what's going on? I'm really confident. Within 14 days, we're gonna not only know more. I think it will be fully implemented, just based on, like you said, how specific this heads up is.
All right. Well, let's go through some April events. So, number 1, Shadow Entei, still here. No big deal. Probably a good idea. Yeah,
why
good
not?
idea.
I mean, it's better than Water Dog, so let's keep it going.
Yeah. I forgot Water Dog's coming next. The research breakthrough is Alolan Executor. I kind of like that.
I'm not
with
mad.
the April spring kind of tropical vibe. I think that's fine.
Well,
Again,
also they're introducing
can't
the
just
shiny
be-
model.
Yeah,
And
it
it's a
can't just
good
be
shiny.
every single.
Oh, hold
The-
on. We got a
the
little
best.
guest here. We got a guest.
you to say?
Oh, you Pikachu.
Say, I love Pikachu.
I love Pikachu.
Pikachu.
Tell Daddy good night.
Well, that's adorable. I'm gonna keep talking during your heartwarming family moment. I think it's useful. I don't think every single one can be just the most coveted possible legendary, and I think in the way that Pharaoh Seed was interesting and unique, and a lot of people maybe were out there looking for it. I think a Alolan Executor can fill that model as well. And exactly like Nar said, the shiny model is dope. So you also get 5,000 Stardust from completing a research breakthrough.
You know
which
what
is
I would like to see?
not bad.
Because this is Gen 8.
I'm considering
No, sorry,
popping
Gen
a
7.
wait on the Stardust thing.
No,
I'm
no.
considering popping a star piece for it.
I
That's 2,500.
will. Yeah, I will do it probably because if you sync that up with your first catch, plus a walk or something like that, where you're gonna hatch a couple eggs, it makes sense to do the star piece. I think, but hear me out on this one. This is Gen 7. We're past just kind of like changing the color of shinies. Like, how about we turn his heads into watermelons? Like, come on, let's get a watermelon on a tree. I want to see what that
I
looks
don't
like.
want that. Nope.
Yep.
That sounds like a nightmare.
Big old like oblong watermelon face is just like nom 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 nom.
Yep.
I'm gonna get you.
So you get the Stardust, you get the level 15 Executor, you get some XP, and then you get rare candy or a booby prize.
Basically, yeah. A Sinnoh Stone. Ooh. I could use it. I could use some Unova stones. I want to have like
For what?
I just want a good little stockpile, you know?
No, they're already pointless.
The problem is there's just not enough stuff. I wonder what they were thinking when they did the Unova Stone. Were they thinking like, how do they decide when they release a new Pokemon what gets a Unova Stone evolution and what doesn't?
I guess they're worried about super cool meta Pokemon with the concept of rare candy. So your Chandelure, they were like, oh no, we need to gate this one a little bit. So, but anybody that's gonna use a bunch of rare candy on a thing just to have a thing, almost certainly has a Unova Stone.
Yeah, I don't think it's like that big a deal.
Probably just we don't really need them moving forward.
It's just like any evolution item. It essentially is relevant for like the first 2 weeks, and then it's just a thing. Like it doesn't really matter. So
it's a thing that I gotta periodically delete.
Yeah, I mean, I like that they're there just because it adds a little bit of something, but I think that needs a little bit of fine tuning because it really doesn't. I don't think it's achieving the goal that they wanted to achieve, you know, for the reasons you just laid out. Like, I feel like it's a barrier for people that don't need barriers, aka like the super casual, and it's just a non-factor for everyone else.
You got anything to say about Landorus?
He's here. He's got
don't
a
have
big
one
old
yet.
crab cracker tail. I don't have one yet either. I need to go do those GBLs to get me some, but yeah, I'll scoop them up.
Maybe we could fight one together here pretty soon.
Ooh, we could raid together.
Let's see. The April raid bosses are looking up, other than old Landorus.
This is a extreme
significantly better.
improvement.
So T1, you got Waba Who Cares,
No,
but
Shiny Hunt,
but Croagunk, your Timber,
Krogunk,
and Krogunk, sorry, and your Clink.
Finally got one.
Croagunk. Yeah, I always add A's in it.
Yeah.
Krogunk, your Timber.
Timber's back.
Excellent. And then your Clink, I would probably put on par with your Wobbuffet. I did a Clink raid the other day just because I needed some for my Team Rocket research. I needed to win a raid, so I did a Clink.
I still think there's probably plenty of people. It's a triple evolution, so I'm sure there's people that still need them.
Yeah. I mean, in the grand scheme of tier 1s, why not?
And
tier 2.
Krogunk is really good for PvP, so I'm glad that's there. Yeah.
And yeah, obviously the shiny is out now too. Tier 2, you got some less desirable ones with your Sudowoodo and your Misdreavus.
Duds, yeah.
But Sneasel, Sableye, and Mawile, I would stop for potentially any of those three.
For the shiny purposes, for all three of those, absolutely, because those are all exceptionally good shinies. But then also, all of them are relevant.
So it's hashtag Shundo Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
I tweeted that out to get people to flex with it. Somebody had a Shundo Sableye, and I've never been so jealous.
Gold.
I wanted to eat my own face out of jealousy.
I want that real bad. Tier 4, Tier 3, like all Tier 3s are good Pokemon and then a question mark. So Alolan Raichu, Alolan Muck coming in strong, both pretty dang good in PvP. Alolan Muck, especially in Ultra. Gengar, you always want that.
I got to tell you about a Gengar. Stupid smug Gengar. I was over at Raid on my way out to play today, and I queued up the first time, and it timed out after I killed him.
Mm-hmm.
I killed him, and it just sat there, and I watched the clock run out,
Like how many
And so-
seconds?
like 30 seconds.
Oh, that's frustrating.
You know, I'm not like going super hard or whatever. I'm just
Yeah,
killing the thing
but
or whatever.
If it glitches out in like the last 3 seconds,
No. I sat there for like 30 to 40 seconds
not
waiting
fun.
for the timer to run out to just see what would happen. And then it did the thing where he just wasn't attacking at all. And I'm like, oh man, there's something's wrong here. So I queued up again, and halfway through the fight, it started doing that thing. And it just like sort of shifted its weight back and forth on its feet, just smiling while it glitched out, knowing that I wasn't going to be able to beat it. And I wanted to slap the hell out of that Gengar.
Salt, I think it's on brand. It is a ghost. You couldn't hit it.
Yeah, it
You
made
know?
me so mad.
Checks out.
Just gonna go get some holy water.
You know what else
Send you
makes
back
me
to
mad?
hell, you little demon.
A Banette, you clefable ghost, you monster. A Banette is in tier 3 for reasons unknowable. That is an option. You could have
It
that.
is unknowable.
I saw that today. I didn't look at this graphic until like I actually clicked on my phone today. I was like, "What the hell is that? Like, why does that Gengar look so glitchy?" Oh no, never mind. That's a Banette.
Tier 4 also have some superstars in there. You got
All-star lineup.
Golem, which is okay, but you got Metawhack. Praise be to Metawhack.
Mm.
You got your T-Tar, your Shift Tree, which is getting a little bit of love these days.
Yeah, it is.
Potentially getting some work up there in Ultra League, and you're looking for a 100% IV one up there, so that's a good reason to raid. And then
Raid
your
relevant.
Drapion as well.
Love a Drapion. Those are fun. Those are really cool Pokemon. They do, we talked about Drapion before. Just a solid Pokemon. I think this is probably overall one of the better raid boss amalgamations. Like, this is a pretty stacked list. There's not a lot
really
of
solid,
duds
yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
Really
There's
making up for the Psychic
there's no
Spectacular.
tricks.
I mean, what's the worst thing on this list? Pseudo-Wudo?
Yeah, Sudowoodo.
But
for sure.
even- I
Take
mean-
that, Mystic 7.
Pseudo-Wudo, yeah. Pseudo-Wudo's got the shiny out there. I mean, there's nothing actually besides Banette. I think Banette's the worst. There's
No,
nothing.
Sudowoodo is definitely the worst.
No, because at least there's a shiny chance. Banette doesn't have a shiny.
That's pretty
Oh,
bad.
actually, Shoopit can be shiny, right? But Banette can't
But
because
Banette
it's the evolved
can't,
form.
no. Yeah.
So that's just probably the one that's the worst. But everything else on there is like relevant in some way or it is a shiny hunt. So
It's Shuppet.
Shoopit. Shoopit. You want to talk about the
time to rock a rum, that's right on time. It's tricky. You know, like, for the first 200 episodes, or for the first 100 and something episodes, I sang every episode.
I do excruciatingly remember that. Yeah.
It's time to rock a rum, that's right on time. It's
Tricky.
tricky. Tricky Pokemon event.
Hey, those
Welcome to
tinted windows
April.
don't fool no one, Salt. They know
They
who's
know
inside.
They know who's inside. They
But-
offer us. Sudowoodo offered me Coke and Lacedone, but I just leave it alone.
Well, let's talk about the
hey,
tricky
Matt
Pokemon.
even wrote in the notes, it's time to rock around.
Nah, that was me.
Oh, I was gonna say you can't.
Don't be giving Matt that street cred. I need
Fine.
all the scraps I can get.
So some tricky Pokemon are appearing out in the wild. We're talking about your Sudowoodos, your Krogunk, your Apom, which I understand Sudowoodo. I guess why is
Voltorb?
Krogunk? Why is he?
I don't
tricky?
know. I feel like he's poison and fighting. Like he's obviously prepared to fight dirty.
Yeah, I guess that's a good line.
Plus,
And
what a
then-
good opportunity to release just a baller shiny.
Maybe top 5 shinies in the game.
If you guys don't know, you need to ask somebody. Check out that shiny Krogunk. Check out that shiny Toxicroak. They are really good.
They are lovely. Just absolutely lovely. And a brand new Pokemon from Unova generating out here is you got your Stunfisk.
Which ground electric, really, really good for Great League. It looks like overall it's going to be very meta relevant.
Very tricky Pokemon.
Very tricky. Is it flat? Is it a bear trap? What's going on with it? You heard us talking about it earlier. I haven't personally used it yet.
The research task you're looking for specifically for Stunfisk is you need to get 3 candies for walking your buddy.
And this
That'll
is
give you a Stunfisk.
I think it maxes around like 2100 CP, so you are looking for the spread of IVs around like that
So
zero
a
attack.
couple to trade is really what you're getting at.
Exactly. Yeah, you want that 0 attack. I think I've seen 2 different numbers, so I don't know like what perfect PvP IV is, but it's like 0, 12, 15 or 0, 13, 14, somewhere around that. The standard PvP
You're looking
IV
for
spread.
you're looking for super low attack, if not none,
But
and high HP. High
this
defense.
Pokemon, the reason I think why it's uniquely good for the Great League is because, not just because it's a good Pokemon, but because the counter that it can be to Pokemon that are so meta prevalent. So you got your Skarmory, you throw that electric on
Your
them.
Registeel.
You got that Registeel, you throw that ground on him. You got that Metawak, you hit him with that ground. You got that Azumarill, you hit him with electric. Like, this Pokemon is perfectly solid to take out, I think you just said it, the Registeel.
Gonna be a great lead.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because people are gonna look at this thing like, what
Well,
do I do?
I would I might even hold it back because it's got so many good pressure moves with that Thundershock Mudbarm discharge combo. Like, you can really do some work on it. And then it's just something you can, a lot of safe switches I think can happen with this Pokemon.
Oh yeah, it is actually a really good safe switch now that I'm stopping to think about it.
Because like you're just gonna there. How many times in the last however many battles in the Great League have you fought someone that doesn't have a Skarmory or an Azumarill or a Metawak or a Registeel? Like, it does not happen. You've got one super effective matchup guaranteed with this Pokemon, and I think that's why it's going to be such a staple of the Great League coming forward. And it's so refreshing, like, to get a little mix up in here. Like, we're going to see something new. That's so exciting.
Yeah, exactly, and that's gonna obviously, because this Pokemon is so anti-meta relevant. Well, guess what? That means naturally there's going to be a couple Stunfisk counters that
Yep.
are going to enter into the meta. So whether or not you use a Stunfisk, its counters are naturally going to show up in people's lineups. So
Venusaur could get really popular real quick.
exactly. So now all of a sudden you're thinking through the counters to those counters, and it really shakes with the meta. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I really like that. I think it's fun. I've got a chance to get 3 so far. I've got a trade I need to make with Walls on one of hers just to make sure that I'm trying to get those PvP IVs. I've actually caught 3 in the wild, actually. I've been able to get
Nice.
3 in the wild. I know they're sort of rare, but people have had some luck. I haven't got a whole lot of chance to go out and play.
If you're listening to the show on April the 6th when it comes out, you've got one more day. It's going to end April the 7th at 10 p.m. So get out there, try to scoop up. I would definitely advise you to guarantee your chances. Just spinning stops, making sure that you're trying to find that research task for get 3.
Check your Discord. Yeah, get 3 buddy candy is what you're looking for.
And if you've got a couple stacked up, like switch over to a Magikarp. Just 3 kilometers, then you're done. It's okay. You can lose out on
Yeah.
that one, whatever candy for your buddy.
But
Just make sure you're processing those as quick as you can.
if you find one, post it to your local group, because I know a lot of people are out there looking for these. They want as many cracks at the apple as they can get. So make sure you're checking, but also make sure you're sharing. Make sure you're doing that.
Yeah. You know what
real
I'm tired
quick-
of sharing? Ditto with the world.
Jeez, I know it, man. So many Voltorbs just be
Cheesy
turning
Pete's.
into
buddy.
Dittos. Hey, we really missed the whole, like, we even had bonus episodes queued up. We could have done an April Fool's episode. If you had a time machine, you spin the old time turner, what should we have released on April Fool's Day?
I think either a
'Cause I got an
goodbye
idea.
show,
Oh, that's one idea I had, but I got combined with one other layer.
and then I also think it would have been really funny to do like 4 different shows all combined together of us doing impressions of the other Pokemon podcasts.
That would have been so
Like
good.
we could do Lured Up, and you could be Ken and just talk the entire time.
Yeah, and you could be my gimp, and it would be wonderful. Oh, man. We got to get to why we're talking crap about Ken, otherwise it just is mean. But here's what I thought. I thought a goodbye episode, but in the characters of Corky and Reginald, I thought would be particularly funny. And just do it for 50 minutes.
Oh my god!
Just like it's funny.
You know, I listened to
then
episode
it's
156
insane.
the other day. The end bit, it's like 8 minutes
Yeah.
long.
What was wrong with us? I don't.
We-
Oh, simpler times, man. Just weird.
It was good. We got after it. The last thing I'll say about the tricky event is I've been shiny checking a lot of Voltorbs. I really want a shiny Voltorb.
That would be nice. I'd be down for that. Little
Do you want
blue
to talk?
action.
Do you want to talk Spring Celebration? of
Here's the
Spring?
thing. I want to give this another stupid name because I cannot remember the Pokemon Go Spring Celebration, so I'm going to call it I'm gonna call it
springtime
Midsommar. I'm calling it Midsommar. Someone's gonna get their head smushed with a rock. Like that's what's about to happen. And it runs from Friday, this coming Friday, April 9th through April 16th. And you need to remember these dates because there's some pretty exceptional bonuses coming for that week that's about to follow. So when we check in next time, we'll be right in the heat of the spring, summer solstice / Easter / pagan whatever. And it's going to be pretty lit because there's a lot of really good bonuses happening.
Yep. You got shiny execute. So finally, there's a reason to click on an execute. That's great. Unless you're
you
just
want
like,
waste
man,
Pokeballs."
I was going to say, I really want to waste Pokeballs. And there's going to be a lot of cool hatches coming from 2K eggs. Hatching more frequently is Pichu and Togepi, potentially wearing flower crowns.
Okay.
That's good
Yeah.
because I actually need some more Togepi.
Actually,
I don't
I
have a
didn't
good
think about that.
Togekiss.
That's actually, I was totally dismissive of that just now, but you're absolutely right. I do need that in my life.
Oh, problem.
What?
I hope that thing might not be able to evolve.
It'll surely be able to evolve. It'll just lose the flower crown.
Nah, I mean, a lot of these event Pokemon coming out lately have not been able to evolve.
Really? What?
A lot of these, like, the costume Pokemon and whatnot.
Oh, wait, really? You can't evolve?
Yeah,
costume?
like your costume Bulbasaur.
I thought
and,
they just
and
lost the thing.
No, you
I've never
cannot
even
evolve.
tried to
You
evolve
do
them.
not have the option.
You're sure
Yeah,
right. I'm looking at this
I
right
hope
now.
That's
wow.
not the case.
I've never clicked on that. Wow. Surprised.
Check Flower Crown Eevee real quick. Do you have a Flower
Flower Crown Eevee can definitely evolve, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So maybe. I mean, it's Flower Crown, so I hope that's the case.
Yeah.
I'd
And
dig a little Flower Crown.
regardless,
Togekiss.
the candy would be really awesome. So that's actually very good news. I've got one for the Ultra League. I don't love it. I know a lot of people need it, so that's good. Happiny is happening, which is good. I think people probably still need that one for their decks. Munchlax. I don't need it. I don't want it. But who doesn't love a little Munchlax, you know?
and Chingling and Riolu.
That's, well, Tyrogue also. But yeah, get to the good
Ugh,
stuff.
Forget Tyrogue.
Riolu is why
Yeah.
I'm going to be
out
hatching
of a
2K eggs.
out of a 2K egg.
Yeah.
What up?
I'm
Now,
gonna
I'm
be-
still not going to buy incubators because I'm still adamant about I'm going to need to see be shiny Krogan. Dang it. I'm still adamant that I need to see odds before I'm going to invest. Just not willing to do it. So
You're a man
I
of
mean,
principle. But here's
gonna
the
be hatching
does this do
2Ks.
anything? Does this do anything for you, Salt? Because the half egg hatching bonus is still in effect, Salt, for this whole event. So you're going to be actually, they call them 2Ks, but you might as well call them 1Ks.
Well, I mean, I'm earning gem coins, and hopefully I can buy some, but I'm not putting money in it.
Wow, man of principle. I appreciate that. But I really want to get a Riolu. I'd really love to get a shiny Riolu, but I'd really love to get a Riolu. I don't have one squared away for the Team Rocket battles, and they're so good at breaking those shields for those rocket leaders. I would love to have a
You know what else is good at
Lucario.
that? I did it today.
Hmm.
I have a all the way maxed out Slacking.
Really?
Pretty much whatever like you're
Just
gonna
throw body slams?
yeah, he's gonna get 2 body slams off.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
So and then you just peer it up to where you just with your next 2 Pokemon just wreck somebody.
Yeah, but I just love Lucario just in general as a Pokemon. So I'm going
Super
to be
cool.
hatching 2K eggs all the time.
And you get double hatch candy.
Which, hot tip, here's my thinking, Salt. You tell me. I just thought of this today. Tell me if I'm stupid. In
You're
order to
stupid.
prepare, I love that we get the notice of this early. I love the fact that I'm going to be able to clear out all my 2K eggs, all my 5K eggs. I'm loading up on the 10K right now. So whenever April 9th rolls around, I'm really hoping to get those rare 10K egg Pokemon to get that double candy. I'm preparing now. I recommend you do the same.
Ooh, that's actually a really good tip.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sometimes I think about stuff.
I hatched a really good 10K today. I'm not sad about it, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. Last things, the Johto shirts are live in the shop, and that's really cool.
Which you can buy them. It turns out we were wrong about that last week. Like you absolutely can. Well, I guess we weren't wrong. We just didn't know. It's the same program as last time. These are shirts that are actually
but
for
I
sale.
want the custom letters.
That I don't think you can get, which is
I
unfortunate.
know, that's what I want. That's
God,
what
how
I
expensive
want.
would that be? But these
I
shirts
don't-
are so cool.
It'd be so cool if it just said like salt.
I want it. Last bit. So Easter theme spawns. So like your eggs, your Execute, your Chansey, your Mareep, your Merit, your Torchic. These are all going to happen. There's also some field research with Audino. I know a lot of people still need an Audino. So I'm
yeah,
not
me too.
sure what research will grant you on Audino, but Friday, consult the internet, find
Yeah,
that out. Make
Sylph
sure you
Road.
don't delete it.
It will definitely have it.
We talked about the Niantic Discord. You ready to talk some PvP?
I'd love to talk some PvP. Actually, you're going to talk PvP while I make myself another drink.
Oh, you really want to be away for when I drop this big news?
Actually, yeah, no. We'll talk about it when you could talk move rebalance while I'm gone. Let's talk the big news.
We're going to do it right now?
We're going to do it right now.
Oh, good. Okay, so we've been sitting on this for a week. We teased a little bit, but we have got a fantastic thing to tell you guys about, which is the New Jersey Go Battle League is going to square off against your beloved PGRL, the Pokemon Go Radio League.
Your home team.
Your home team in our first ever away game. It's an exhibition match. We're going toe-to-toe with these guys. They're from New Jersey, so you know they don't have a lot going for them. They're obviously very into Pokemon Go, though I guess they have to actually go outside into New Jersey. So maybe they suck. Maybe that's what happens. You know, like they don't want to go out and be in New Jersey.
That is the logical conclusion. They
Seems reasonable.
They most certainly drive the 5 minutes it is to New York to go play that because their state is tiny and purposeless.
Yeah, that
But-
checks out. Well, no, somebody from Manhattan has to have to go place to live. You know,
That's true. Somebody that works in Manhattan needs to be able to live somewhere.
afford it. You know, it's like fine. I'll go live in this swamp dumpster
This is
down here.
super exciting to me. A league versus another league is happening.
It's so cool.
It's going to be
If
8
for nothing
champions
else, the
versus
trash talk.
Oh yeah, 8 champions from the PGRL are going to face off against 8 champions from the New Jersey Go Battle League. So the way this is going to work is there's going to be 4 matches. Everyone will fight 4 times, and you get a point for your team for each round that you win. So let's just say our champion faces off against one of their champions. Of course, our champion sweeps them 3-0. They receive 3 points for our team.
So
At the end of the tournament, the team with the most total points wins.
Yep, and they're randomly selected, so maybe our champions will battle 4 times, maybe they'll only battle once. It just kind of depends on how the random
That is,
generator
again,
selects out.
not how it works. There's 4 matches.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but we got 8 people. They're not all going to
Yeah.
fight
There's
4 rounds.
Not 4. Everybody fights 4 times. I've explained this to Ken and you so many times.
Well, we got to check on the rules, but
There's 4 rounds.
Right.
8 people match up against 8 other people 4 times.
okay, that's fine. But I'm saying we got to make sure that there's not like buys or alternates or whatever else that's going to happen.
Why would there be that?
I don't know. People get confused.
It's really simple.
We're
8
gonna have a
people
thing.
match against 8 other people randomly, and we do that 4 times.
And they're going to fight, and they're going to... Well, see, here's the thing you're not thinking of, Salt. I hate it when I have to explain things to you. Obviously, whenever one of our champions sends one of their people to their premature death, then now we've got an uneven situation. right?
Their game just burns.
I'm saying their
in
avatar
phone.
is going to just leave and never come back because they're shook.
Just
and then now we have
a
buy rounds.
special screen comes up where they just start crying.
Yeah. It's like sometimes Pokemon faint, but these Pokemon died.
Oh my god, they
Yeah,
died.
it's bad. So
They died.
let's talk a little about the selection process. We have our 8 champions identified. In a perfect world, we would love to do a qualifying match. This selection was ad hoc. Next time, when we square off maybe against the New Jersey Go Battle League or another away team, we're going to do a better job of getting a qualifying tournament together. So this is an equal, fair thing. But honestly, these 8 people...
we'll work it. We're looking at qualifying tournaments. We're looking at if you win one of the Pokemon Go Radio League Cups as a way to potentially get a bid into the tournament. There's a lot of stuff coming up. So.
Basically, just to be transparent, right? These 8 people are our friends, and they are the best people we know at PvP. Like, you're basically like, if you are at the high point of that nexus, you got picked, and if you didn't, it kind of sucks. But we're gonna make it more fair next time, is what I'm trying to say. So, with that, let us talk about the absolute murderer's row of
Oh
people
my
that are
God.
representing this
Seriously,
podcast.
the New Jersey Go Battle League isn't gonna. They'll be lucky if they score a point.
Kiss
They
your
should
butts
hope
goodbye.
They get out of this without being embarrassed.
It's gonna be pretty messed up because here are the 8.
Spoilers, guys. We're not on the team.
No, we couldn't quite make the cut. But here we go. You might recognize some of these names as they push your face in as you battle them in the various Sylph Cups. We got the Jade Rabbit, who's squirrely and
Squirrely.
dodgy. You don't know what he's coming with. You got Ecology. Just can he stop winning at some point, Salt? Like all he does is win. It's kind of annoying. You got Cam, methodical, like a machine. Well
The new
studied.
guy
He'll
rose to the top super quick.
Take you
was Terry's
down.
friend like, hey, can I please everybody open the gift so I can get in this next tournament so that I can absolutely destroy everyone in it?
Exactly. You got Badger, so consistent, so good. I don't think I've beaten him once. We've matched up so many times in these tournaments, and he just cleans my clock every time. And it's just like I don't even know. It's one of those like I didn't even feel like I had a chance kind of situations.
I feel like thank you, Badger. Thank you for teaching me.
Thank you for letting me learn something. You got the Fighting Gobbler. He's
so much more competitive than his football conference. Ladies and gentlemen.
He's from the ACC, and so obviously he's got a lot of rage built up that he needs to take out on other people, and that's where this happens. That's where he gets this outlet. You got Daff Lord, one of our directors, flexing, going strong. You do not want to sleep on Daff Lord. He's gonna come get you. He's gonna mess you up. And then we got, oh my God, the last two are maybe all-time greats. You got DeFi. If you don't know, all you have to do is YouTube her because she's real good at PvP. She's got her own YouTube channel. She teaches other people how to get better, to get on her level. And honestly, there's not a lot of people on her level. And then closing out, AJD, what can be said? One of the absolute best there is.
Against because remember I was at boarding school during the height of the beginnings of the Pokemon Go Radio League. I think when I came back for the Jungle Cup, I think AJD was like the first person I matched up against.
Oh, no.
And just, yeah, I was like, oh my God, everybody's really good at
You're
this.
going to have a bad time.
Nope, turns out it was just AJD.
Yeah. I mean, every single one of these people has beaten me squarely like a drum, like a big old square drum. And I'm so thrilled these people are going to represent the league. The way it's going to work is the tournament is actually going to run this coming week. So as you're listening to this, the teams are locked in and the battling is going to happen. We're going to record these. We're going to kick those videos over to Ken and a partnership with Lured Up Podcast. They're going to produce them. There's going to be some shoutcasting. There's going to be a whole breakdown. A whole big thing is about to happen. And we're really, really excited about this collaboration. So stay tuned next week for details. I think the tournament will probably be almost finished by the time we record next week. So we'll get a little like check-in. We'll either be crowing or eating humble pie the next time you hear from us, and then maybe the week after that we'll let you guys know where you can get the videos and the breakdowns and the interviews and all the amazing stuff. We're so excited about this.
It's gonna be so much fun. Yeah. I am super pumped.
And Salt, how bad at the next week's check-in will we have to be losing for us to stop talking just an unmerciful amount of crap about New Jersey?
I would say our entire team would have to defect to the other team.
They would have to get like food poisoning such that, and they would have to go play for the other team. Like not only am I betraying you, but also I can't leave the toilet.
Yeah, that's how bad it would have to be for us to stop talking mess.
It's so awesome. Yeah. Full props to Ken. This was his idea. He masterminded this all the way. So really thank you for reaching out. This is so exciting. I really
thank you for allowing us the opportunity to beat your face.
Yeah, never have I seen someone so excited to just get absolutely punished. So this is really, I mean, obviously this is like exposing some inner psychological things with Ken and whatever, is going on in his head. But we're really excited.
I mean, it's fine. He's into it. It's
to let our friends beat you like a drum. Like, that's so cool.
While we stand in the back and go,
no! Our friends are really good, but we're not so great. We are mediocre at best.
Yeah,
man.
But we have a show.
Talking about mediocre, grass Pokemon, they used to be mediocre,
right.
But then Niantic said...
You go. This is one of those things where you're going to talk, and I got to go in the other room and make myself a drink. And also, put the appropriate ratio of cabbage to coleslaw mix so that it can congeal for the ribboning.
You need to have like a time on that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I've still got 20 minutes or... Oh, no, I've only got 12 minutes till the ribs are done.
Oh, you better get on it then. Okay. Let me just talk these changes to people's faces. So we've got a move rebalance, and it is all about the grass, right? Like Snoop is all about the grass. Like these moves are all about the grass. And it's a pretty big deal because I think grass Pokemon, I don't think they were in certain specifically Venusaur, were not bad. They were very meta relevant. And now we've got other grass Pokemon, new moves, new power-ups that are coming to the table. So let's talk about what exactly is happening. So we've got Bullet Seed, a very common grass fast attack that's going to actually give you more energy. It previously generated 11. Now it's going to generate 13 energy per attack. That makes it actually a top-level energy producer, which is a really good thing if you're trying to get those charge moves off. Other charge moves that got a little bit of a buff, Energy Ball, is now actually going to cost less, and it's going to have a 10% chance to drop your enemy defense by 1 stage. So now it's going down from 60 energy to 55 energy. You can get it off a little quicker, and it's got some sort of backdoor sneakiness defensing drop. And then Leaf Tornado is going to have a 50% chance to drop your enemy's attack by 2 stages instead of just 1 stage. So if you get hit by a Leaf Tornado and it procs, which half the time it's really going to mess your day up. Those Energy Ball is really just kind of like 10%. Yeah, okay, that's good. But with Leaf Tornado, that is a I got to switch kind of pressure Pokemon. That's really interesting, specifically looking at Tropius on that one. Also, there was some nerfs, and it's interesting because this was kind of like a grass rebalance, but 2 of these moves kind of directly revolve around like grass. They're almost like grass buffs. So Silver Wind, a bug move, is actually going to do less damage. So you can imagine like bug being super effective on grass. Ancient Power is also going to do less damage, which, you're pairing your grass Pokemon up purposely against rock Pokemon, so this is a rock move. But I really haven't seen a lot of Silver Wind, I just got to be honest with you. But Ancient Power is, I think, everyone has experienced just getting blasted with Ancient Power from Togekiss or whoever in Ultra League, and that feels bad, especially when you consider what it can do 10% of the time to just like max your stats to the roof, like you're like Bane shooting that super juice, just going real hard. So honestly, that's a fair balance. I think that's good. Ominous Wind got it a little bit worse, which maybe is like a direct slight at the old Brontosaurus Giratina because of how powerful and prevalent it is in the Ultra League. It's actually going to do just a little bit less damage and cost a little bit more. So now all 3 of these moves, Silver Wind, Ancient Power, and Ominous Wind, are going to do 45 damage and cost 45 energy. They all have the same stat boosting percentage and capability. So overall, I think this is a necessary nerf for those particular moves, maybe mostly Ancient Power and Ominous Wind. I feel like Silver Wind was probably okay where it was, but the grass buffs are really, really exciting. So let's talk a little bit about who benefits from these. There's a couple of new Pokemon that are introduced to these moves. You got Blossom, who can now
Are you
learn...
still going?
I'm
Nice.
absolutely going, yeah. We're just moving through them. You got Blossom, who can learn Bullet Seed, which is a really powerful combo with Leaf Blade. That makes it a top-tier grass attacker now. Awesome. I think it's actually got... Does it have a Moon Blast or whatever fairy move in there as well for a little diversity?
Yeah, it does.
So you got
Yeah.
that. Jumpluff's got Aerial Ace. And I think maybe the biggest winner out of all this...
Oh, hey, I just got the announcement. Do you want to announce who won the Toxic Cup?
Oh, let me get through this real quick and let's do that.
Okay.
Ludicolo, I think, is the biggest beneficiary of this whole list because such a unique typing, but it was really, I think, held back by its charge moves. It only had access to Solar Beam, which if you've ever tried to get a Solar Beam off in a PvP match, you know how like that is really hard to do. But the fact that it's now got Energy Ball means it's much more...
Dazzling Gleam for
that's what it was. Having that access to Energy Ball for Ludicolo, I think, is a real game changer. I expect in a lot of these Sylph Cups, Ludicolo is going to be even more popular. And then finally, Cherim now
and
has
the dance moves. I mean, what are you going to do?
Oh my god, it flexes. It just has such good dance moves. I think it was like what is it? Is it the casual Pokemon or like the relaxing Pokemon or something?
I'll check it right now.
Handy. And Cherim Sun form now has access to Weather Ball Fire. So it's got a little fire action there. I don't know why you'd want to use that Pokemon, but hey, it's there. Overall, a good day for grass Pokemon.
Carefree Pokemon.
Carefree. Oh, 2 more things. Credilli getting Bullet Seed makes that a really powerful option for some grass time. And then Tangrowth getting Rock Slide, I think that's really cool too. Yeah. So Tangrowth getting a little bit of love, a little bit of diversity in the meta. Love it.
I think that the grass changes are amazing. I love that they really went in, tweaked this type without doing things like, hey, we're just gonna buff the power of Frenzy Plant. You're like, whoa, no, that's not the problem. Frenzy Plant's a great move.
Mm-hmm.
It's that the type grass is so limited to only Pokemon that can use Frenzy Plant.
It's basically Venusaur, get out of here.
Yeah, it's Venusaur Meganium, and if not, GTFO.
Yeah. Maybe sometimes Sceptile, but yeah. I mean, you're like you said, 100%. It's all about that Frenzy Plant. And now they've brought some other Pokemon to the fore, and I love that for grass Pokemon.
Which, if that's not what the Great League is for, getting a little squirrely.
100%. It's time to be squirrely. Who won the Toxic Cup?
It was, you ready for it?
I'm ready.
Village of Wolves.
Oh, well done. Yes.
Yeah, well done indeed. I'll see if I can get the team here, but yeah, the Toxic Cup, little drawn out, obviously because of the hecticness of everything that's been going on. But Justin, the illustrious overseer, just announced it.
No, that's really good news. Yeah, I know Village was on the short list to make that 8 as well, so not surprised that he won that one. That's really cool.
Yeah, I'm actually I'll text him I'll message him right now that he just got announced on the show.
Yeah. We could talk about the lag issues, but have you been noticing like a lot of lag? I saw that GoHub reported on that. I'm not at like 1 in 5 in terms of the lag, but it's pretty frustrating how often lag is
I have
being
not
a
been
factor in the
noticing it.
match. Really?
I mean, I understand that it's out there, but man, I'm not seeing it.
Do you think this is a product of everyone being able to battle more? Like, do you think that's putting server strain?
Maybe. I mean, that's logical, right?
I just don't know. I literally don't have the like technical understanding to speculate about that intelligently, but I just imagine
that usually
I have
doesn't stop
noticed
us though.
that's true. I have noticed you tell me if this is the way it strikes you. I have noticed it's worse since, hey, you can battle as much as you want, like with no walking distance.
For sure. At least like I said, the amount of salt out there about it has gone up since then.
Yeah. So maybe we'll check back on that, but hopefully that gets alleviated. I really think that's very, very important for the health of the Go Battle League. Like, we don't want people feeling like it's a coin flip or they're getting cheated out of matches that they should have won. Like, I know when that happens to me, it makes me very, very frustrated. When it stops me from getting that 4th spot to that Pokemon that I want, it makes me want to throw my phone at the wall. So the more
it probably helps that I've just been getting boat raced in
like
the
Harry Potter trivia match
in the freaking Ultra League so hard that I don't even notice.
It's like, whatever. This might as well just happen.
Yeah, sure. This is happening now. Yeah.
Does that make you sad, Salt? Does that bum you out on the inside?
I feel like you cheated.
How so?
I got jobbed in the Harry Potter trivia match.
Oh, come on, man.
You're sitting there with the trivia master,
Salt.
and I have it on good, solid authority that you guys are romantically involved.
Yeah, that's accurate. But Salt, come on. I think
you're cahooting.
When is the last time you read a Harry Potter book?
Year ago.
Okay. Well, I read them all a year ago, and I listened to like 100 hours of Binge Mode podcasts.
Binge Mode will do it, yeah.
I'm pretty well versed in Harry Potter at this point, so I'm just saying you didn't really stand a chance. You're like fighting out of your weight class here, buddy. It's not your fault.
I listened to one episode of Binge Mode, and I was like, oh, man, he listened to all these? I'm not going to do so great.
They are breaking it down, so it's not for the faint of heart. But that's a really good podcast. If you love Game of Thrones, Star Wars, or Harry Potter, strongly recommend The Ringer's Binge Mode. That is probably one of my...
Listen to the freaking...
Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
God, I'm so glad. I totally shot called that would be a disappointment. Like, I just felt it coming, and it felt so good.
That's why I haven't watched it.
No,
I've only read the books, and I've always been... Because I finished... When I finished book 5 when it came out, Game of Thrones was like at its height.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, guys, I just finished this book. I don't know if this is going to end the way that you think it's going to end.
Yeah.
You know?
It's just one of those things where, I absolutely, we don't need to make this a Game of Thrones podcast because I don't know crap about it. But I think that's
Go Radio Game of Thrones.
One of those things that's like, anytime you have a show that's set up to deliver on a single premise, a la Lost or How I Met Your Mother or Game of Thrones, I think you're just setting yourself up for disappointment. Like, I don't know a single show that's like, this show is about this singular question and the payoff will be satisfying. Like, I don't know if that's ever happened.
What is the island? Who is their mother? Who's going to sit on the Iron Throne?
Right. And when you do that, I think it's just like, it's like, I've immediately hooked you with this really interesting concept, but I've also just painted myself into a corner of a cathedral.
Exactly. You were just absolutely in the corner.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk Mon That Got Away real quick.
Okay. So, Mon That Got Away, we got to give a special shout out to Badger Pride, who had some super bad Wurmple luck. He evolved 2 Wurmples. His Hundo, which would have been perfect for Dustox, turned into a Beautify. And then, of course, the one that he wanted to Beautify went the Dustox route. So, not only was he screwed once, he was screwed twice by the Wurmple. Pretty bad luck for the old Badger. Boo.
Oh, my God. I just checked the operations chat, and you guys texted us 37 times.
Oh, my gosh. Right now? Just now?
Yeah.
What has happened?
I feel bad about that,
Someone needs to be
Badger. I'm
dead.
sorry. My mom that got away was I stopped over at the gym over down the road by the park, real big park in Clovis, and I stopped at the gym. It's like, okay, these are the two gyms in these big long parking lots. See if I can post up here, feed some berries. And I saw on my nearby menu a little silhouette I had never seen before. It was an old stunkfish on Saturday.
Oh, you got one.
Nope. This is mom that got away there, Nar.
No, I got
It was
distracted.
inside the zoo.
Oh.
So in this park, there's a zoo, and 4 or 5 stops are squarely ungettable unless you're inside the zoo, and this was one of them. I ended up getting
sucks.
a stunkfish from research, but I just know that this one was perfect at PvP IVs. I just know it.
There is on like my way to work, like I stop at this one red light gets me every single time, and to the left there is a large mosque and a like water treatment facility like in the same block, and for whatever reason they just have like pop-in spawns in the mosque and in the water treatment facility, and at least like once every 2 weeks I'll be driving and I'm like, there's a really cool Pokemon. I'll check it at the red light, and then it's like, nope, actually, you can't get there because it's locked inside the fence of a water tower. It's really annoying. So I feel you, buddy.
Are you gonna do your mom that got away? I gotta go turn the heat off the ribs.
Okay, you turn the heat off the ribs. My mom that got away is, I'll probably go with the last single. Well, I hope Salt is gone now too, because I'm probably gonna lose the stupid Unova takeover because I have exactly. I'm looking at my Dweeble right now. I have 0.2 kilometers before I get to 50 candy, which I can evolve, and my Unova number is currently sitting at 80. So if Salt has 80 or 81, which is very likely since he was at 79 last week, I'm going to be mucho sad because I could have come close to tying or winning outright if I would have just walked 2 more kilometers, but we just finished the dog walk and I had to get back here to record the podcast, so that might have given me a unfortunate loss. We'll see. But let us not be deterred. Let us do the catch of the week to motivate ourselves. And while Salt is turning the heat off his ribs, which actually are very good ribs, can testify, we got to give a shout out to Gearster, who says, and I'm just going to read what he wrote here because it's a pretty fun story. He said, so I'm chasing rare candy and one more step to go. I have the catch 25 ice type Pokemon for the Giratina quest, or for the Genesect quest. I got to 17 and then something happened. I must have been drunk at the time, but I'm only 83% sure the lights in my house flickered. That probably happened globally, but I'm yet to verify it. So you can already tell that Gearster's, I don't know, he's on something. I was in fact what I had verified was that global warming is real and the ice had melted because there were no more ice Pokemon. I burnt 3 incense and 3 hours of my life I'm not getting back, but no ice. I drive to my nearest Pokestop, 10 minutes away, put on a glacial lure, no ice, only water. In my despondency, I returned home to play on my couch as the psychic Pokemon mocked me in their unfrozen state when I decided to clean out my decks. I type in my 4-star into my search multiplier, expecting nothing to turn up because of my absurd ice Pokemon grind, but then I realized I caught a 100% Rhyhorn. I quickly evolved it into Rhydon and will wait until the next special move orgy to evolve it again, and in the meantime, I have named him Lord Ratax, which works for me coincidentally as I already have a 100% Mamoswine named Babar. So, Salt, my question for you is, in addition to Gearstar's awesome catch, do you know what Lord Ratax means? I don't know this one.
I think is it Babar's father?
Makes sense considering the Mamoswine's named Babar.
Let me check that.
I guess I could have Googled it, but I just emailed Gearster back. But well done. That's a really cool, especially considering how PvP or PvE relevant 100% Rhyperior could be. Like that's a good catch.
It's a fictional rhinoceros in the Babar universe.
Okay, well now we know.
Yeah.
Colonialism.
Yeah. Nice metaphor there.
Yeah, it is.
What's your catch of the week?
My catch of the week is my not 1, not 2, but 3 Stunfisk I've caught out in the wild. I've really had a good time. It was raining here over the weekend, so I think like a little bit of a weather-spawned electricity got me going, and I was able to get those 3, so I'm really happy. Hopefully I can get some more. I haven't got any special research, but I've got at least I've traded 1 to walls, or 1 from walls that was lucky, Not really good. None of them are good PvP IVs, but at least it'll save me some candy if I got to power up a bad one. So I'm happy about it.
Nice. I hatched a 10K egg today, and I knew it was going to be something useless, but it wasn't. I hatched a Darumaku.
Ooh, very nice.
That was my first one, yeah.
Very nice.
I can't remember what was going on. I think was it the Chinese New Year event? I can't
Yes,
remember
it
what was
was.
going on.
Yep.
But I did not get one, and now I have a Darumaka.
I think there were 7K eggs is where they came
and
from.
I got 32 candy from that.
Very
hatch.
nice. I actually
Yeah.
just evolved mine today.
Nice.
So I just
Speaking of which, we're in Catch the Week.
yeah. That's my
Unova take over.
So that's where my Mon that got away came from. Let's find out if the little hint that I dropped was right. What's your number at?
82.
I'm at 81. Okay, so I'm actually happy because it wouldn't have mattered. I am 0.2 kilometers away from evolving my Dweeble, which would put me at 81. So that at least makes me
So
feel
you're
good.
at 80.
So I'm at 80, but I was like, if I'm going to lose because of this, I'm going to be so mad. But I would have lost either way, so that's fine.
Yeah, that's good. That's
What'd you
your
get?
place, and
What'd
you lose.
What'd you
That's
get this
where
week?
you belong, naturally.
So you got 2 new Pokemon? Do you know what they
yeah,
were?
I got. I'm scrolling through right now. I got
When the-
Darumaka.
When the heck is Cragnole going to come back?
And who else did I get? Oh, Stunkfisk.
Oh, very nice. Yep. I got a Stunkfist. I got the Darumaka.
Oh, and Genesect.
I got the
You don't have
Darm-
Genesect yet, do you?
No, I don't have Genesect.
See, that's also what's holding you back.
That's what's killing me. Yeah, I've got Darmanitan. I evolved a. What else did I evolve? I evolved a couple of the random Pokemon, but yeah, caught up a little bit, but need some more to get me there fully. So, yep, it's a good little competition. You want to do some questions real quick?
Yeah. Hit us with the first question. I'll
Oh.
start looking at the tweet.
Oh, I haven't got the Twitter yet.
No, Dan has the first question.
Oh,
It's in the
yes,
notes.
yeah, you're right. So this is actually, I included this one so we'd get it specifically. Dan asked, why did they design a game where a hundo is worthless in 2/3 of the PvP activity? Was it a money decision, like twice the inventory? Why do you think this happened? Because I got to take.
I don't think they anticipated it at all.
That's the answer. So this is a 2-part thing. It is not a crass money grab. It is a we didn't know what we were doing and then a crass money grab. Because if you look at the original CP formula, I think it's pretty obvious that like given how much like attack was weighted unnecessarily and the maybe like a few months later the rebalance that kind of neutered down the attack because that was like the only stat that mattered in the first few months. It was bananas. Like people didn't know what they were doing when they put that formula together. I'll just go right out and say it. Like non-Pokemon people built that formula. I will bet my life on it because it just didn't make any sense. It overvalued attack. Anyway, so still the CP formula overvalues attack, and that's why for PvP Pokemon you can get a higher level Pokemon under 1500 if it has a lower attack stat. That's why we have the 0-15-15 thing that we see in the Great League. So that's how it happened, but why they don't change it or why it hasn't happened, I think actually Dan is right. They don't want the game to end when you get 100% of every single Pokemon, right? The diversity in the picking, not only does it sort of like, it makes for more money in inventory, but it makes for more of a hunt overall.
It's just the way that it works. It's all. There's no way to do that any other way around. There's going to be a optimal IV for every time you introduce a CP cap. There's going to be an optimal IV that is going to be different from 100 every single time.
Yep.
Unless you just get rid of CP entirely and levels and total stats. Like it is
at
hard
1400
baked into
there's
the
the
game.
right number. At 1600, at 1700, at 1000, like there's always a right number, and it will change every time. So that's a really good point, and I think it was unexpected, but I'm sure they're not upset about it. But I'm not either, honestly, because I like the fact that I have 2 different versions. It gives me more to hunt for. It gives me more to look out for. I don't mind it at all, really.
All right, you ready for some Twitter questions?
Now hit me at the
So
hot
if
stream.
you guys want to see us on, or if you guys want to get your questions in, we sit down to record. We always send out a tweet, and you can send us your question. Matt asks, what is your favorite kind of beer? His is a porter. What's your favorite kind of wine? His is Pinot Noir. And spirit, he likes whiskey or vodka. So let's start with, what is your favorite kind of beer?
My favorite kind of beer is an amber.
Mine is an amber or a porter.
Okay, I don't really care for porters.
What about wine?
I know it's basic, but I'm gonna go a Malbec, and I think that's yours too.
Oh, it's a Malbec. It's
Yeah.
a New World Malbec. I love an Argentine Malbec.
Yep, 100%.
So tasty.
So drinkable, really good flavor. It's just a very, very good wine.
Yeah.
Every time,
All the old world. No, you can go to the store right now, and I can buy a $15 bottle
That's the
of
thing.
New World Malbec, and it's delicious, and
It's-
I like it.
It's probably the most consistent wine. I'm not a wine person at all, but like every time I get a Malbec, it's good. So I
What
just
is
go with that.
your favorite spirit?
That's a simple choice. So it's whiskey just in general, but like my favorite whiskey, like if I could have like a like last meal kind of thing, it would be a glass of Macallan, 18 or 25. I think like 25,
Whew.
obviously the better.
Nice. I love a Scotch. I absolutely love Scotch, and I remember my friend Phil. That's her call sign, not her name. But I was on the night shift at boarding school, and she came in one morning and was like, "Guys, somebody is getting into our bar and drinking all of our Scotch." And I was like, "Hey, Phil, that's me and the old night shift crew, because we get done with our missions around like 1 a.m. and what are we gonna do? Go home and go to sleep?" Like,
Yeah, like a bunch
we
of
are-
chumps.
I am personally throwing a bottle of Scotch away every night. I'm not saying I drank the whole thing. I'm saying I finished it though.
Jeez. Yeah. Oh man, but I love.
Oh, and
Scotch is
Jose
Scotch,
says
Scotch.
he loves a good sour. Ugh, sour beer is a plague upon mankind.
No, thank you. Oh no, I
Oh.
saw this fun meme that's like that I don't know if it's like an astronaut monkey or what, but it's got that weird look on its face, like I'm seen, and it said one of the first symptoms of COVID is your loss of taste, and it's like fans of IPA are all like, because IPAs are nasty,
IPAs are delicious.
hipster
They're
nonsense.
so good. It depends on the IPA.
Nope. A good IPA is acceptable. A bad IPA, 90% of them are dog water, and I don't like
That's
them.
how I feel about sours.
Yeah,
Jose
I agree
actually
with you on
says
that.
he's still 3 weeks behind because he normally listens to the podcast on his morning commute, which no longer happens. And he asks, would you mind giving me a happy May the 4th, since that's probably when I'll get to this week's episode. So May the 4th be with you, Jose.
May the 4th be with you, and also with you.
After Jar Cry, our podcast partners, asks, everyone's taking a vacation when this mess is over. Where are y'all going? I know
Oh
what
my
my
God.
answer is.
I have thought about this. I've actually spoken to our brothers about this. We are getting the whole family together. Mom, everyone's family. We're going to Yellowstone or Yosemite. We're going to get a cabin. It's going to be amazing. We're going to be so the opposite of social distancing. We're definitely going to get drunk and punch each other. I can't wait. That is my dream. We'll be doing that in September. God willing and coronavirus willing, we're going to make that happen.
Yeah, I really want to do that. I might not even wait if it's that long. As soon as this is over, I want to take a weekend to Ruidoso with Peppa and just be in the mountains, get a little cabin, same feeling of being Yosemite and whatnot, but just
No cabin style. You're going the opposite direction. I want to freaking rave. I want to be surrounded by people.
yeah.
We're actually, so it's not like a light switch is going to flip and then one day that was a bad idea and then one day it's a good idea, but just like I'm keeping in my mind that someday that will be possible, that I can just like go to Times Square and be surrounded by people. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
I loved that so much. Like when I was at boarding school, when I would walk up and down the strip to play, it was just I love being a nobody in a crowd. I loved it so much, where in that super high pressure environment where I constantly was the focus and I had to perform, I loved putting on my headphones and my hoodie and just walking through a crowd and being nobody. And it was just, there was something about, it was just, you felt, especially on the strip, you felt a part of it and the beating heart of it. And it just, I very much miss that.
Yeah.
I very much look forward to doing that again.
I agree. Yeah, that has that feeling.
Hey, Daft Lord wants to know, if Pokemon played basketball instead of battling, which would you choose as your starting 5 and whose brother's team would win? Jared posted underneath. He's got a little team for us to go out here with at first. Alolan Executor,
Good
Hariyama,
choice. No hands though. Hariyama's good.
Tangrowth, Snorlax, Espeon.
Nope. I think specifically, you're going to hear this, you're going to get mad. It's Toxicroak. Toxicroak can ball. Shiny Toxicroak can ball even harder.
Toxicroak will throw elbows.
He's not going to, I think he's got really good ball handling skills. He's got them big old fingers. He's double dribbling, but it's in the NBA, so they don't call it. He's going to just absolutely wreck people.
I love that Hariyama, because Hariyama's going to box out. That's your big man down post.
Yeah.
Don't even bother playing defense.
That game is
Hariyama.
over. No,
Yeah.
that time is past. We're not doing that. We're shooting threes. We're driving a lane. No boxing up big man Shaquille O'Neal basketball. That is the way of the dinosaur now. No room in this league for Hariyama.
I do like Espeon because you know that cat's just hitting freaking threes with its mind
absolutely.
powers.
It's giving people aneurysms and just dropping them in the paint. It's not even worried about it.
Scott wants to know, what other mobile games do y'all play, or you just ride or die with Pokemon Go? You playing any other mobile games?
Nope.
I've played quite a few. I remember I used to play Clash of Clans a little bit.
I've played a lot,
but it felt like work,
Mhm.
and I didn't want to do it. I also played the Star Wars Galaxies game, but also just kind of got bored with it. It never felt as interactive, and specifically a lot of mobile games, the monetization features of it just bug me so much more. You need to pay money or collect a specific resource so you can continue to play the game. Pretty much a deal breaker for any game I'm ever going to play. Also YouTube, I don't want to play Raid Shadow Legends. Just get the hell away from me with that. That game looks awful.
How are they
and
paying for those advertisements, Salt? It's like they've got them screening on the inside of my eyelids.
I've never played the game. I hate it.
I don't know. Like, what did I do to make them think that I was gonna? I hear you on the monetization thing. Like, anytime a game is like, you can speed it up or do this thing with this money, but if they're like, we're not gonna let you play, like Candy Crush or whatever game, like you can't play until you pay money. I'm just like, I'm gonna teach you with the free market. I'm gonna punish you by deleting your game and not engaging with this, because this is, frankly, it's garbage. Like, just hot, stinky garbage. And that's just here's a hot take, Salt. If you're playing one of those games, you're enabling a bankrupt system. Delete it off your phone. Fight it. Just don't even do it. It's bad. And I understand we're walking a really thin line playing Pokemon Go. I get it. I hear you. But there is a difference, and that difference is important.
Pokemon Masters asks, are you guys excited about the grass type move shift in PvP? I would say yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Josh asks, I like big butts, and I cannot lie. These other brothers can't deny. What do I do? Well, when a round thing gets in your face...
Well, it's got to have an itty-bitty waist, but I think that's actually kind of reductive. I'm saying, like, anybody can come to this party. It's fine.
Todd asks, if all 10s on a raid is J level, what is 12s on a... What is all 12s? A lucky raid?
I don't get it.
Like all 12s. All 12s across the board.
Oh, because like the lucky threshold. We'll call it a lucky J. Give it that distinction.
Lucky J. Good job, Todd.
You named
Jared
it.
asks,
We should call it a Todd. We should call it Todd level.
Oh.
It's a Todd.
That's Todd.
It's a Todd. 12, 12,
Thanks,
12.
Todd.
You got J is 10, 10, 10. You got 15, 15, 15. That's perfect. You got a Shundo. That's perfect and shiny. And then you got a Todd. 12, 12, 12.
Yeah. Which is just okay.
It's good enough.
Jared asks, Niantic calls and asks you to design a 4-day weekend event. What do you do? Within reason, no hundo events, XQ spawn everywhere, so forth and so on.
That's hard. Ooh. I would love some sort of event where it's like a flat Stanley. You like pass things from one trainer to another. I think that would be really fun. You like maybe give a couple of the influencers a Pikachu with a hat, like whatever. And when you interact with another trainer, like you send them a gift and they have that, and they just kind of can keep passing around that gift. That gives maybe like a special egg that hatches this special Pokemon, and then we just watch it spread throughout the country.
Oh, yeah. Like if you have the hat Pokemon or whatever,
then all the gifts you
when
send...
somebody yeah, exactly. They have a chance of blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that.
I think that'd be really fun.
I would do...
That's actually a little bit like infection kind of stuff, but maybe that's just on the mind.
Yeah. What would I do? I think I would do...
Well, think of it fast, because I got to pee.
I was going to say, I do love Bulbasaur.
I love
Probably
Bulbasaur.
something about Bulbasaur. True Blissy asks, what's the feels on X's from top-ranked PvP trainers over frustration that Go Battle League doesn't work right? My feels... I don't really give a I don't really care.
I don't think top I don't really think that's the arena for
No,
top
there's
PvP.
I was gonna say there's a lot of people who are like posting big long social media soliloquies about how they're quitting because it doesn't work right. Like, okay, dude. It's
Well,
fine.
hold on. I mean, I totally get like if Go Battle League doesn't work right, like that's a work in progress. Like let's give some slack. Like there's a lot of stuff happening here. So let's just calm down a little bit on the Go Battle League. If peer-to-peer connections are equally frustrating, which in my experience they have not been, but if you're experiencing that, then we have a really serious problem because you can't go to the park and do your tournament. Like this has to be remote. So if that's not working, then we have a serious problem for the competitive scene. But like the integrity of the competitive game needs to be preserved. It needs to be very closely paid attention to.
I feel
That's
for that,
the
but it's
priority.
like, hey, I'm no longer making content for this. Okay, dude.
Yeah, I mean, like, let me play a
I don't
violin
really
for you.
care.
Come
Yeah.
on now. Yeah.
Okay. Like, if we were like, we're not going to make this show until they release the egg standards or the egg chances, everybody, the entire internet would be like, okay,
Cool, bro.
that's fine.
Cool.
That's fine.
We'll go listen to something else. Yeah, I mean, I think it is frustrating. I've personally been frustrated by it, so I am sympathetic.
I agree. Niantic, get on the stick, make it work, right? There should never be any lag or problems, right? Anything less, that's the goal. But am I going to never play Go Battle League because of that?
Well,
No,
like, here's the
I'm
thing.
not.
Go Battle League, we're in, like, it's called Season 1 for a reason, you know? Like, we're still working on this, so, like, let's give it a little time. Again, if the Sylph Cup or, like, these tournaments are being impacted by lag, then that's a much more serious problem to me.
Yeah.
And I think that's grounds. There's no overreaction, I think, at that point. Like, that is
Go
appropriate.
Battle League is beer and pizza, man. It is
Yeah.
beer and pizza. It
Absolutely.
is just go in, it's blind, have fun. It is not your ultra sweaty Sylph tournaments in person.
Now,
Fight them out for the best in the world.
I'll say this. If we're on Season 5 and this stuff is still occurring, or even Season 3 and this stuff too, I don't know how long Season 1 will last, then I'm going to get frustrated, right? Because I'm like, I'll deal with the slightly broken system for a while, but not for a whole long of a while. So like, let us fix it.
1 while, not 2 whiles.
Yeah, I got about a
And
while,
definitely not a
while and a
while.
half. That's all I got. Yeah,
Sergeant
no
Hammer
whiles.
asks, I really hope your name is Sergeant Hammer.
That's a
Did you
great
know at my unit, we had at one point in time a Sergeant, are you ready for it? Sergeant Fury, Sergeant Savage,
Oh my God.
and Sergeant Siege.
Whoa, that's pretty
I know.
badass.
All right?
That's pretty good.
Hi,
names.
everybody. I'm Captain So-and-so.
Captain Salt.
Sergeant Hammer asks, what do you think is preventing, holding back Niantic from implementing the Ready Join feature in Pokemon Go raid battles? I'm going to assume a desire to hate people.
I think they are powered by our tiers. Like they figured out a way to monetize our frustration because that is my only explanation.
Yes. And then finally, Matt asks, I remember a while back you mentioned that you had hit 500,000 downloads. How's that progress towards 1 million? And are there any new listeners from Moldova?
Oh my God. I don't know about Moldova, but we have passed 1 million a long time ago.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're looking at now, but we're well past that. So good news on that front.
Yay, we did it.
Yay, the show is just as popular.
I was going to say, I think we promised to do some stuff when we hit 1 million downloads. Then we didn't do it.
Oh man, did we? Oops.
I mean, we might
I think
have.
we said something. I think we made
said,
an announcement.
I think I said I would do a clip show of all the intro and exit
well,
bits.
You also said something about top 5 changes like 2 years ago, and here we are. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah, that happened. But
Whatever.
yeah, it's fine.
Nobody cares.
Nah, it's fine. Someone lost a T-shirt. Oh, I gotta fix those T-shirts. Oh, one day. What else? Into show?
End of show.
Into show. Oh my God! I almost forgot.
It's a long one, buddy.
It was. Well, you left for like 20 minutes there in the middle, and I gotta pee so bad. But we can't end the show without talking about a bit of housekeeping. Salt. Thanks to Matt, Pokemon Go Radio is finally spelled correctly on Spotify.
No, thanks to me.
Nah, it was Matt. He did all the work, and then you just typed a thing in. Let's give it up to Matt. Well done, Matt.
Yeah. Pokemon Go Radio is finally spelled right on Spotify.
Now-
So maybe our episodes will actually publish there every single
I
week.
don't know if they will, but this is a step in the right direction. Good job.
You can, if you want to check to see if our episodes are up, you can follow us on Twitter at PokemonGo_radio or check us out on Facebook at Pokemon Go Radio. We're also on YouTube. You can check these episodes out every single week. They're always up on YouTube. Sometimes there's even a thumbnail for it.
Comment on them. We like to read those comments, you know?
Yeah.
It's fun.
Because there's few enough people that know that our show is on YouTube, where the comments are actually civil and nice.
That's true. Yep.
As soon as that turns, we're gonna stop doing that.
That's gonna get messy.
But if you want to ensure that we read something, put it on a YouTube comment. We'll probably check it out.
I still get emails
Also,
when that happens. I'm like, oh,
you
what is
can-
this?
You can email us anytime at info.pokemongoradio@gmail.com. We respond to every single email.
Just not
one of my
in a timely fashion.
Every weekend is when we get around to it. But my absolute favorite part, or one of my favorite parts of the show, is answering emails and talking with people. It is just a blast every single week. There's no interns that answer our emails. We answer the
Could
emails.
you imagine? What would that even be? We got to give a
Well,
big
we've
shout out
outsourced
to,
like everything else
That's true.
of the show.
That's
So
true.
thank you to Justin.
my God.
Thank you to Unbreakable. Thank you.
Actually, we got to preemptively say a
Oh,
big
yeah.
ol' very, very sad goodbye to Vedant. Oh, my God.
Well, not goodbye.
Not goodbye. That's fair. He's still part of the family, but he's not going to be editing the shows after next week. I think next week is going to be his last show. It hurts us to our core. He's got some career stuff that he's working on and doing.
A great job he has done.
I mean,
Like,
it is.
guys and gals, like, I know that it doesn't affect you because you get your show one way or the other, but
Well, the
we would
quality
be-
of his
we
show,
would
like
be
editing.
remiss if we didn't take a minute to thank Vedant for all the hard work he's put in this show, making sure that it shows up on time in your feed every single Monday. For a group of people, all three of us, that have full-time jobs, making sure that happens, it's no small feat, and he has just been such a pillar of the team. It has just been absolutely amazing. So I hope you're listening, Vedant. Thank you so much, and we cannot say how much we appreciate it enough.
Yeah, man, it's been incredible. The amount of quality and time that he has put into this show, it's incredible. Stay tuned to figure out what we're going to do for a potential replacement. We don't know yet.
There is
So-
no replacing Vedant.
Yeah, I mean, whatever substitute fake version that we're going to have, we'll figure that out. We'll probably talk a little bit more about it in the next coming weeks, but for right now, just a big old thank you to Vedant, and a big old thank you to our Patreon supporters, especially Andrew and Ted, who just joined the Patreon. I think I got an email to Discord link to Ted. If you guys want to join the Discord, you can just become a patron. We'll get you that link and hook you up, and we will be off to the races. So
Yeah.
appreciate it. Everyone that is joining and continues to join.
Thank you so much. And anybody that donates $5, we will name a Pokemon in your honor.
So many people have
And
done that and still
I
haven't
would
named
like
a
to
Pokemon.
remind Unbreakable that you could name one of Justin's Pokemon.
Yeah, it's true. So
He's part of the team. That's what
missed
happens.
opportunity right there. We got to do that. Wrap it up.
Well, we got new shows coming out every single Monday.
Oh, you get to choose the in-bit. What are we going to do?
I
And
don't
in
know.
the meantime, go freaking catch them all.
Lols, I know exactly what I want to do for the in-bit.
Okay, what is it?
I want you, you're going to take a minute and you're going to really think about it.
I got a piece so bad,
And
though. Come on.
I want you to spend a minimum of 30 seconds sincerely complimenting me.
I got to pee. I didn't
ahead.
think that was what we were dealing here.
Mhm.
I don't think this is what we agreed to. I think we agreed to.
I got to
the
pick the in-bit. So go ahead. That's what I picked for the in-bit.
Wow. 187. Salt. I really appreciate that you are you're like a flower that struggles through the concrete,
Nope.
like
You're gonna
You go
you're gonna
through-
have to stay there until you think of a legitimate compliment.
I am complimenting you. I'm absolutely complimenting you. Let me finish what I'm saying. I'm saying you persevere when the times get hard or people say you can't do something, because of your bad grades. You say no. I'm going to be in the Air Force anyway. People say you can't run for city council when you're 18. You say, turns out I'm very stupid and will do it anyway. And you just keep fighting and lucking out and doing things. You say, I've dated a bunch of very, very strange and shambly women. And then you go get yourself a good one. Like time and time again, you defy expectations because of your
You know what the
magic,
you
whatever
know what
it
the
is.
real hurtful part about this is?
How true it is.
I know that is your sincerest compliment.
This is accurate. This is you pride yourself on this. We literally talked about it last week. This is incredible talent that you have.